Mike Owens and Inside Fighting here, joined today by Randy the Zohan Costa, who returns to action Gamebred Bare Knuckle MMA 8, facing Brandon Davis in the main event for the bantamweight title. Randy, great to sit down and chat. How are your emotions ahead of your return?
I'm doing awesome, man. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited for next week, man. We're just a week out. Yeah, dude, this is cool. This is an exciting card. I'm grateful for the position to be headlining it. I'm excited to mix it up, man. Can't wait.
Coming off the last fight against Jason Knight, was this the fight that you wanted next in terms of a main event, in terms of a rematch from an old foe? I imagine this feels like a dream scenario.
I don't really care to be honest. I didn't care. Like, obviously, it's cool. It's cool to be fighting Brandon again, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was just whatever to me. Obviously, the belt is super. All those things are super cool, but I'm just excited to fight. Period. I don't. The opponent didn't really matter. I don't have anything against Brandon to like want to fight him again. But obviously, we're matched up against each other, and we both know what we bring, and we're excited to put on a show.
Does fighting for the world title, I think this is the inaugural bantamweight title, does that add anything extra to you for you?
Oh, dude, it's fucking super cool, man. And like all the bare knuckle stuff, like all the history comes from between Boston and Mississippi, and there hasn't been a bare knuckle a bare knuckle champ from Massachusetts since John L. Sullivan back in fucking 1890 or something like that. And what's crazy is his first title fight was in Mississippi, right outside Gulfport, which is where I'm fighting.
Mm.
So I feel like I'm like walking a path that's been laid out for like 100 and something years, and like that's pretty cool. Yeah, dude, I'm really excited, man. I never in a million years thought I'd be in this kind of position to be fighting for a fucking bare knuckle title. But here we are, dude, and I feel extremely lucky and grateful to be in this position.
So the history goes a little bit further back than just a rematch from 4 or 5 years ago with you and Brandon. There's actually a long history between Bostonian fighters in bare knuckle fighting.
Like 100 and something years, dude. It's super cool. Like, yeah, John L. Sullivan's first title fight was in it's like 10 minutes away from where I'm fighting, and you can like visit where that fight was, and like it was the first title fight. It was the first recorded knockout. Like, there's a bunch of cool things that are like oddly connected that I didn't know. So that definitely made it like way cooler. I mean, I'm not like a super history buff, but I'm a
Hmm.
history buff, and like something like that's a pretty fucking cool thing. And what's weird, dude, is like all of my face-offs that I've done, I've always stood in the position of John L. Sullivan, and I never expected. I have like a tattoo that's inspired by him,
Yeah,
like all these things. And like, so when I got the opportunity and started looking into it, I was like, whoa, dude, like this is weird. Like life just keeps repeating itself. It's fucked up, man. Like everything's a circle.
I love that. The NBA season is here, and we have a slam dunk of a deal from our partners over at DraftKings. New customers who bet $5 receive $200 in bonus bets instantly using our promo code Inside Fighting. I love that. I love that. Well, talking about everything being a circle, this is a rematch from a fight of 2018, 2019, that type of time period. What do you recall from the first fight, and what do you look at as keys that you can take going into this rematch?
So that the first time Brandon and I fought, we fought at UFC 236 in Atlanta, Georgia, which was headlined by Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. That was a super cool fight to be a part of because I was only or card to be a part of because I was only 4-0 at that
Mm.
time, and there was only like three or four other fighters that had been 4-0 when they made their UFC's debuts, and one of them was Max Holloway. So
Mm.
to be able to go on like and like see like where the ceiling could be, like somebody who's been in my position, that was super cool. But the fight itself, man, I was obviously super inexperienced when I got there. I had four pro fights, four wins by knockout, all under like 2 minutes. I like quadrupled my cage time just in that fight against Brandon. Brandon's a legit fighter, man. He's fought like all good guys. He's not fighting bums. He's a tough kid. He's there. He's there. He's always there. He's super durable. Great striking, good clinch, good ground game. He's a great fighter, man. He's a good fighter. The things that I took, dude, that was like the first fight that I had been punched in my face in a fight, period, like
Mm.
amateur and pro. Like it was a lot of weird things. That was the first time I had been rocked. Obviously, he submitted me in the second. It was a bunch of first times, but the whole experience, dude, was so cool. And he was like a great dance party for me to get my feet wet on like a higher tier fight. I feel like our styles complement each other for good or for bad. Like he's a tough kickboxer, and I'm a tough kickboxing style, trickier, maybe trickier than him. He might, historically speaking, he might be a little bit more durable than I am. we're gonna mix it up, dude. We're gonna find out who, we're gonna find out who's gonna win, dude. It's cool, dude. He's got one on me. I'm excited to get this one back, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Max Holloway was 4-0 when he made his UFC debut. So was Randy Costa. Both of you lost by submission in your UFC debuts at 4-0. Is Max Holloway's career and the longevity that he's been gone on to have, is that a source of inspiration for you?
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily like a source of inspiration because everybody is kind of on their own path.
Of
There's no
course.
blueprint,
Mm.
but it's super fucking cool to see somebody that was in a position like that I was and what they could have done. So like I know that the opportunities are out there, like the ceiling's there. Obviously, like I have potential. He was young when he's only like 32 years old and he's made this crazy splash. I was 24 when I made my debut. I'm 30 now. So like there's it's definitely like it's cool to see like what could happen. Like what
Mm.
are the possibilities? I'm excited to be walking this path, man. It's a really cool path to be walking. Another guy that was 4-0 was like Chris Weidman. Like he was 4-0 when he got in. And obviously, look at the things that he's accomplished. It's cool to be like a part of those guys. I have some big shoes to fill for sure.
Watching your fights, watching the tape on you, we know that you like to keep it on the feet. We know that generally speaking, you will mix it up, but generally speaking, if you had it your way, it's a striking battle. How does fighting bare knuckle affect the way that you approach these fights?
I mean, it doesn't. I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna fight. That's the beautiful thing, dude. Is like I don't think when I go in there, I'm just fighting. So like for me, it's like that's just a way of like expression. Like that's my
Mm.
art. Like that's just how. Like I'm a crazier, like wilder person in like out of the cage. Like I'm a like a loud person. Like I'm loud, and I
Mm.
feel like the way that I fight is reflective of that, and it's really fucking cool. And I'm not like I didn't get a game bred opportunity because I'm a boring wrestler. I got a game bred opportunity because I'm an exciting striker, and I feel like my style is the perfect fit for bare knuckle, especially bare knuckle MMA, because it's fast and explosive and sudden. I'm there. I'm fast. I'm there. I'm not feeling out. I'm not doing the boring shit. I'm going there and I'm gonna fight, and that's what I'm gonna do next Friday night.
Kind of to that point, when I look at your records, I don't think you've gone the distance in any of I know you've not gone the distance in any of your fights. I don't think you've got out of the second round in any of your fights. So it's fair to say, on a record standpoint, you are kind of kill or be killed in many ways.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
style? Is that a kind of style that you've developed intentionally, or is that something that you feel comes natural to you?
That's a good question. I think probably I've been to the second round twice, and I was finished both times in the second round. So
Mm.
in my career, I have like 15 fights or something, and I have 14 knockouts in the first round, all under 2.5 minutes. The other times, dude, not so good nights. But
Mm.
I don't know, man. Like I was a fan of. I never wanted to like being a fighter was not like in the realm of possibility for me. I was a fan before I was a fighter. So when I watched, I tried to emulate like guys I liked to watch fight, and the guys that I liked to watch fight are the ones that go there and just send their limbs flying. I had a lot of inspiration from like Marco Krokop and like fucking Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, they're not making boring fights. They're going in there and gonna fight. So I knew from a fan's perspective that's what I like to watch. So if I can be in the driver's seat and give the fans like what they're looking to watch, I feel like that's how that would put me in the best position to excel my career because it's all a business. So if I'm
Mm.
selling fucking crazy fights, win or lose, then I'm probably gonna get crazy fight opportunities, win or lose, because it's gonna be excitement either
Mm.
way.
And talking about crazy fight opportunities, you win this title next weekend. What would you like next with the win next weekend then? And is the ultimate goal to get back to the UFC at some point?
Dude, like the way that like I live my life, I can't do the planning for shit, dude. Everything's just kind of this sounds good. This sounds cool. So I
Mm.
don't know what's gonna happen, man. I don't know how this fight's gonna go. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is I love the unknown. I don't know. Like if you asked me where I was gonna be before I fought Jason last year, this conversation was not something that I thought would come. Being
Of
in this
course.
position fighting for the belt is not something that I would have thought. I didn't think that I was gonna get into the UFC. I got in there after 4 fights. Like everything's just kind of coming. So the thing that I'm focusing most on is being in this moment, in this present moment, because that's where all the magic is happening. All that stuff is fake. That stuff's gonna come, like regardless. I'm worried about here and right now, and I have Brandon I'm gonna fight next week, and then we're gonna figure out what's going on. That who the
Mm.
fuck knows what it's gonna be, dude? I
Mm.
might play ping pong after next week, dude. I have no idea.
I like it. It's a good way to live your life. I want to get your thoughts quickly on your promoter, Jorge Masvidal. I caught up with him a couple of weeks ago. He gave glowing reviews of this fight and how excited that he was. I always think it's interesting when we have these new promotions and we see the inaugural titles. It's always interesting to see who the promoters give that show of faith to be the first guys in the title fight. So just want to get your thoughts on your promoter Jorge Masvidal and what he's done in this stage of your career.
Oh, dude, it's fucking. He's given me an opportunity and a platform to to compete, to show myself, to show my skills, to show my art, and I feel like what he's looking for is exactly what I bring. I mean, I'm not like the bare knuckle like guy. I don't look like the bare knuckle guy. I certainly don't talk like the bare knuckle guy. I don't act like the bare knuckle guy. I'm not any of that. But when I fight, it's very evident that I'm the bare knuckle guy. Like
Mm,
I go in there and I just fucking send these things flying. And I think that's exactly what he's looking for. And dude, he's been around the game forever. He knows what exciting fighters look like,
mm,
what it's apart from my like the other things that I bring to the table are complementary of that, like the way that I talk and walk, that I present myself. But the way that I fight, I feel like it's exactly what he's looking for, and I'm super thankful and super grateful for both Jorge Masvidal and Dean Toole for giving me an opportunity and a platform to be able to express myself. Because this is it's super fucking cool that they're giving me the first shot at their bantamweight title in bare knuckle MMA. I feel really lucky to be in this position, and I'm going to take full advantage of it next week.
When I ask this next question, I say it with the utmost respect. But I feel like talking with you for the first time, you're one of those fighters who feels like it's more important to entertain than it is to win. Winning is obviously important, that elevates your career. But I feel like speaking with you, the entertainment factor feels really key to your heart.
I mean, 1,000%, dude. And what's really cool too, to speak on Jorge Masvidal and Dean Toole again, is that they've both been extremely vocal about a loss. A loss is not the end of your career. Two losses is not the end of your career with the promotion. If you go out there and put on exciting fights, that's what they're looking for, and you're going to keep getting opportunities. So to have that in my mind, like that kind of peace in my mind, to know that there's no pressure. I don't have to go out there and fucking and squeak out a decision win or do what I have to do to get a decision win. I have to go out there and be fucking exciting, and that's what's going to get me another opportunity going forward.
Mm,
So I know that, like, that's what I have to do when I go out there. I put on exciting fights. Like that's what they're looking for. I'd be a fucking idiot and a coward if I go out there and turn this thing into a cuddling match against the cage or try to scrape out a decision, which I'm not notoriously known to do. And I'm not going to change that next week. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fight, and I'm going to hopefully they're going to be satisfied with my performance, win or lose, and I'm going to have another opportunity later.
mm,
Dude, they're the fucking best, man. I feel like they're putting on a fan's promotion. This is what fans want to see. They don't. I feel like with an exciting loss, your stock grows more than a boring win. Like fuck a
mm,
boring win, dude. I don't care about the wins and the losses. I care about like the impact that I'm making, and the impact I want. I want my name in people's ears. I want my fights on the screen, win or lose. It's gonna be fucking exciting. I'm not doing the boring stuff. I'm not doing the dumb stuff, dude.
mm,
I'm going out there and I'm gonna put on an exciting fight because that's what I want and that's what I was brought in there to do and that's what everybody else wants to see.
mm. Well, last question from me, Randy, and I'm really interested to see how you answer this question. You can be as brief or as detailed as you like. But size up a perfect fight day for me next weekend. What happens when you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, as you visualize the perfect fight day?
The perfect fight.
The perfect fight day. So from morning to night, give me a walkthrough of your perfect day.
The perfect fight day, bro.
Yes.
Gonna wake up in beautiful Biloxi, Mississippi next Friday night or next Friday morning, dude. Gonna chill out for a little while, do a little shakeout in the morning. And then like they have like really shitty breakfast options. So we're gonna go with like the Starbucks egg whites, bro. The stupid liting things. Have like a nice shitty breakfast before a big fight and some oatmeal. We're gonna hang out for a little while with the boys, listen to some music, dude, just vibing out, hanging out. It's just another day, bro. And then we get to go get into a fist fight in front of X amount of people that are watching on X and on YouTube and in front of all my friends and family. I get to go and do something fucking insane, dude. Like, forget about it, bro. It's gonna be a crazy night, and I can't wait. And there's a belt on the line. Like, dude, this shit's gonna be stupid, bro. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait.
I love it. Well, Randy, great to sit down and chat with you today. Have a great and safe rest of camp and best of luck for the next fight.
I appreciate the love, brother. Have an awesome day.